It's not a gimmick. It's when I was offered this job, I thought, well, if we're going to have a new Superman for the DC universe, it feels like a missed opportunity to have another straight white savior. So while this isn't everything to do with him, and there's a reason this is coming in issue 5, not issue 1. We didn't want this to be DC Comics creates new queer Superman. We want this to be Superman finds himself, becomes Superman, and then comes out. And I think there's a really important distinction there. Have been, honestly, they've been overwhelmingly positive, which I wasn't quite expecting. Yes, there's a lot of trolling online, but there are so many people reaching out in so many different languages saying what this means to them. You know, I'm seeing tweets of people saying that they burst into tears when they read the news, that they wished that Superman was this when they were growing up, that they could see themselves, and people saying for the first time ever they're seeing themselves Superman, something they never thought was possible. It's John Kent. It's the son of Superman and Lois Lane. He is as powerful as hope, faster than fate, and able to lift us all. And he's a very new hero finding his way, fighting things that his father didn't fight as much. He's fighting the climate crisis. He's working for refugees. He's doing a lot of things. He just got arrested, preventing the refoulement of refugees in our last issue. So it's all quite topical. And now we see again topical again today.
All right, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Brakatham, to the hopeful elect, man. And just real quick, man, you know, America, when the scriptures talk about how, when the scriptures refer to this place as spiritual Sodom, I mean, it's not of no coincidence, you see, because for one thing, like the scriptures say, nothing new under the sun, you see, and the same thing pretty much that you see going on today, especially with this agenda to push this sodomite activity. All right, this is the same thing that has taken place over time, because for one, it's like I mentioned, nothing new under the sun. It's the same spirits coming back, you see. And just like during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and read into this in Genesis the 19th chapter. I'm not gonna read the whole chapter, but I'm just gonna try to touch in on some points as just to, you know, hit the points as best as I can. So Genesis 19:1, it says, "And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, now my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did break unleavened bread, and they did eat." Because, Lot pressing these angels greatly, all right, he was really, urgent that these angels pretty much get off the street, man. Because like they say, man, hey, the freaks come out at night, you see. And you see, like I said, part of this whole agenda where they're basically, because basically they're shoving this shit down our throat, forcing us to accept this when we don't have to accept this, for one. All right. Because the scriptures talk about loving the good and hating the evil. You see, but nevertheless, they get people so to a point to where this, is just normal. You're kind of just numb to the fact, you see, because you even got a lot of people that aren't with, they don't agree with that lifestyle, but they'll tell you, man, I'm not necessarily a sodomite, but as long as you know how Jake talk, man, it's just as long as you keep that over there, as long as they don't bring it out around me, that's how Jake talks, you see, because another thing, Jake, man, they're afraid to speak out against wickedness, especially when it comes to this topic dealing with these sodomites and these transformers. Jake is afraid to speak out against it. All right, because again, being that we're in this wicked society run by wicked individuals, speaking against this, they'll label you basically the crazy one. They've got it to a point in society to where if you don't agree with this, something that's so abnormal, so unordinary, so something that goes against nature, by all means, right? If you don't agree with this, then you're the bad guy. All right, that's the narrative that they've set up. So, like I said, it's just more shoving the spoon down your throat and getting people more, accepting this, right? Because they want this to be the new normal, man. They want this to be the norm, which pretty much already is. Like I said, it's pretty much out of the ordinary. It's abnormal if you speak out against it. Because hey, we're coming into the times where, pretty much we're not going to be rattling the fence. Because like right now, man, you can get away with certain things, and not have to really show it, so to say. But the time is going to come, because like I'll put it like this. Right now, we're in the time of like we're in a gray area right now. You see, but the time is going to come where there's not going to be no gray area. You're either going to be with it or you're not, and it's going to show. All right, you're going to have to make a decision whether you're with this or you're not with it. Like with the Vanessa, all right, and eventually it's going to come down to the thing with the Revelation 13, 16, and 17. You're either going to be with it or you're not going to be with it. So there's not going to be no gray area. You see, and the time is also going to come to where, hey man, pretty much, because there used to be a saying. The reference of coming out the closet, right? And pretty much the time is going to come where pretty much that terminology is going to be reversed. Good to see. Pretty much, man, again, they're going to set up to where, they're going to set up to where basically being straight, man, you being straight, man, hey, like when you read this account here, let me get back into it. Genesis 19. I read on down verse 4. It says, but before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And just to show you the level of wickedness, all right, when it came to the sodomacy, all right, you had old and young, which this is what, they're pushing today. They're shoving down our throats today, all right, especially with the youth, because, they're the next generation, man. So this is why they push it on the youth so heavily, because this is the next generation, man. This is our future, right? Dealing with the youth, man, and like I said in this video, man, when it comes to the reactions, right? You got a lot of people that looked up to this. They were, because basically, I believe the symbol on the Superman, his chest, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, what it does represent is hope. You see, and a lot of people wish that this, or like they said, a lot of people said that they wish that basically this would have come out sooner, because, a lot of people are with it and whatnot, and this is supposed to be like some symbol of hope for most people, because like I said, man, we're to the point where it ain't no secret anymore. You see, these people are just openly flamboyant. All right, they're just open with it. They don't care, and it's to the point where now, they can basically force these procedures on your youth, right, on your children without parental consent. All right, whether the parent agrees with it or not. And even babies, man, they're talking about how, babies, we ought to not label them when they come out or basically we have to wait for the baby to decide whether it wants to be, basically that option of choosing which gender it wants to be. All right, you can't label a baby whether it's a boy or a girl or not, because we have to wait and see when it grows up and decides what it wants to be. So you see, just this nonsense of an agenda that they're pushing, right? You see, man, it's just everything that goes against nature, man, and everything that goes against Yahweh Bashim Shai. But going back to this again, verse 5, it says, and they called unto Lot, verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. So you see, hey, like I was saying, the time is going to come to where basically, man, we're going to have to, that the terminology is going to be reversed. There was a point in time where you would come out the closet. Well, hey, the time is going to come where we're going to have to go in closet, man. We're going to have to go in the closet because, it's just, it's going to be that bad out here, to the point where, hey, man, being which is another thing that they attack in this society when it comes to what they call so-called toxic masculinity, right? Which there's no such thing as toxic masculinity, man. A man is supposed to have some form of masculinity to him. They talk about for a man to get in touch with his feminine side. A man has no touch with his feminine side. A man has no feminine side, man. All right. Damn soy boys, man. Like over there in China, man, they banned, they pretty much banned sissy content. You see, man, it's just, like I said, it's vexing. Like Lot said, man, with the filthy conversation, he was just vexed with the things that he had to hear, and I'll probably get that as well. But yeah, man, on all sides, man, old and young, just to show you again the level of wickedness when it comes to this, these sodomites, man. Reading on, it says, verse 5, and they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them. And you see, again, to show you the level of wickedness. All right. These sodomites, man, they basically wanted to, when it says that we may know them, all right, basically talking about rape, man. They wanted to have sexual intercourse with the two angels, man. You see, and just real quick, I'm going to just see what this word looks up. This word, I'm going to just see what it says here. When it says to know, look at the definition real quick. Because, sometimes the blue letter goes off. You just got to be able to know how to filter through the spirit. No, that's not really. But basically, like I said, when you get into it, that word to know basically means sex. They wanted to have sexual intercourse, like I said. And it got so bad to the point in this account, when you read on, it says, and Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. So it got to the point where Lot offered up his 2 virgin daughters, man. And I'm sure they were, fairly good looking young women, right? Virgins at that, but again, that's why Lot said, do not so wickedly, man. Because hey, they were getting ready to commit a very heinous act, man. Because clearly in the law, all right, it clearly tells you, man, if a man lies with a man as he does with a woman, then they both should be put to death. Talk about that sexual intercourse, man. Roughly paraphrasing it, right? But it says, verse 9, and they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. So basically, hey, man, they threatened him, man. They said, man, if you don't get the hell out of our way and give us what we want, hey, man, we'll deal with you worsely. All right. It says, and they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. So again, just to show you the level of wickedness. All right. Even when the angel smote these sodomites with blindness, it said, so they wearied themselves to find the door. They were still trying to commit this wicked act. They were still trying to, because the scriptures talk about how, man, they talk about love they talk about love always wins long, man. That's not love. That's lust. And you're burned in it at that. Burned in their lust, the scriptures say. So you see, that's not love, man. That's lust. And they were burned in it. And this is why even when, like I said, when the angels even when the angels blinded them, plagued them with blindness, they were so burnt in their lust, they were still trying to get the door to get to those men, to get to those angels. To show you the level of madness, man, and the level of insanity. Because you even had it come out recently. You had some sodomite, man, and I wanted to do a video on it, but when you touch on this subject, man, they will definitely ban your clip your video and whatnot. So I left it alone. But there was a video that came out, a sodomite basically telling people that, hey man, we're coming for your kids, man. With a nice grin on his face. All right. He said, man, they're coming for the kids, man. They're coming for your children. You see? So again, this is why it's no coincidence, man. You see this type of stuff, not only are you seeing it, they're shoving it down our throats, man. And not only are they shoving it down our throats, they want us to be okay with this. This is something that you have to be okay with. And that's not okay, man. That's not okay. By all means necessary. This is not okay. What does the scripture say? I don't know if I already quoted it, but the scriptures talk about who will stand up for me in righteousness, roughly paraphrasing it. Somebody's got to speak out against this, man. And, even people that are outside of the truth, man, with some form of common sense, they feel this pressure, man. And you got average people that they're getting sick and tired of this. They see the agenda and they're getting sick and tired of this. Because one thing, like I said, there was a point in time where you see about this, here and there. They weren't really forcing it like they are now. It was just out there, and basically you had the option of getting down with it or not. But now, like I said, it's to the point where if you don't agree with this, then you're the bad guy. If you don't agree with this, then hey, don't put it past these Job 9 and 24s to, put it in law where they make it they set it up to where they have laws to where if you don't agree with this, then they can jail you or fine you, something like that. Don't put something like that past these Job 9 and 24s, man. All right, because we've been saying, brothers have been saying, hey, they're coming for your kids, man. Whether it be with the Vanessa, all right, these agendas that they're trying to push out there, like with Joe Biden's Build Back Better plan, which is just a nice way of saying the NWO. All right, part of that Build Back Better, and and part of their agendas is this stuff being normalized. You just have sodomites and transformers, just all over the place. A bunch of weirdos, man, just walking up and down the street. Like I said, to the point to where, hey, people that are straight, man, they have to go pretty much into hiding, man. They have to hide themselves and be in the closet, so to say, because this is what they want to be the new normal, man. This is what they're trying to normalize. Get everyone used to seeing this stuff. But you see, this is why Yahweh Shema Shah has to bring this place down, man. This is why we have to be delivered. You see, and like I was going into with China, man, they're banning this type of content, all right, because it's gotten to the point where men, a lot of men in places, man, they're so dumbed down and docile, dumbified. All right, this is why you have places like China banning this type of content. All right, banning sissy content, man. Because where are the real men at, man? Here it is, we're getting ready for World War III, and you got America's military all filled with basically a bunch of transformers and women. You see, and that's a weak military. You see, so the question being posed in a lot of places, man, where are the real men at, man? And that's why I said there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. All right, a man is supposed to have a certain dog about him, and a man is supposed to have a certain earth about him. A certain toughness and look and countenance about him, man. You see, but and I started with the men of great millstone, starting with the apostles, man, because like starting a couple of years ago, because one thing that's in our laws is a man he's supposed to have a beard. All right, he's supposed to have a face full of hair. All right, that's something that was taught, right? And I would say like the past 5 years, starting like 5-6 years ago, somewhere around that time frame, man, out of nowhere, it just became a thing. Because one way or another, what people realizing or not, the Israelites, their vibration is on the earth. All right, people are starting to mimic the Israelites. All right, and just pick up on that vibration, because like I was saying, now all of a sudden, 5-6 years ago, you had dudes just out of nowhere come out and rocked a face, they have a full facial beard, where at a point in time it was cool and popular to with having a clean shaved face, or certain lineups and stuff like that, sweet baby face, smooth face, and all that other nonsense, but now you got dudes rocking beards, and even trickling down even more, because like I said, people are picking up on the Hebrew Israelites in their vibration, because now you even got it to where some guys, which like I said, a lot of brothers in the truth, they wear the different type of jewelry and beads and things of that nature, the different stones and gems and stuff like that. Now, you got people, like I said, picking up on that vibration. They're rocking certain jewelry and wearing certain beads and jewels and things of that nature. You see, because hey, it's beautiful, because the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is working on the earth, man. All right, you see, and the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is rubbing off, because eventually the Lord will establish righteous order on this earth, man. And that's what we're longing for. That's what we can't wait for. Because like I said, man, we're tired of this place. I'm gonna go ahead and get this. Because hey, man, during this time, hey, hey, the Lord destroyed that place, saved Lot and his people. Because it was just a place full of sodomites. But I'm gonna read this in 2 Peter chapter 2. 2 Peter chapter 2. Because you see, the scriptures talk about, it might be in the same chapter actually, but the scriptures talk about how Sodom and Gomorrah was left as an example, an ensample, all right, of what not to do. And to this day, you can go over there to the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, and it's still uninhabitable. All right, it's still basically one big salt mine, so to say. Because again, that was a ensample of what not to do. And this is why America, because America's this whore is the forerunner for this type of activity. This place is it promotes this stuff, throughout the world, man. But I'm gonna read 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 6. It says, "And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly." So, like I said, Sodom and Gomorrah, that was supposed to be an example of what would happen if you partake in that lifestyle, if you want to live that lifestyle, and even agreeing with it. All right, the Lord will still judge you for that, man. Because like I said, Jake, they don't want to speak out against this. Oh, well, I'm not with that, but, hey, man, as long as they, keep that over there. No, man, you're supposed to speak out against it. All right. But verse 7 says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. So you see, and that's how we are today. We're vexed. We're tired, man. We're beyond tired of these filthy conversations. We're tired of seeing these transformers, them shoving this agenda down our throat. We're tired of all this. And just real quick, I'm going to see what this word says, man. For vex, this word for vex. You get the Greek for it real quick. The Greek word for vex.
Strong's G 2669. Katapaneo.
And it says to tire down with toil, exhaust with labor, to afflict or oppress with evils. Yeah, because again, they're trying to, like I've been saying, force this shit down our throats, man, and make you accept this. Make you accept this lifestyle, man. That's very oppressive. And like I said, don't be surprised if they set up to where if you don't agree with this, then hey, you can get fined or jailed or something. Don't put it past these devils. It says to make trouble for, to treat roughly. Yeah, man, because hey, if you speak against a transformer, man, hey, I think in some places you actually can be jailed for it. I think they call it a hate crime. You see? But it also so yeah, I think that was pretty much it on that. Great trouble, intense desire. So yeah, man. Like I said, or like I'm gonna read it again. 2 Peter 2:7, and delivered just Lot, and you see, because hey, like it read in Genesis 19, hey, Lot did everything to try to plead with these sodomites. All right, he even tried to offer up his two virgin daughters. You see, and did the Lord hold that against him? No, he didn't, because clearly here it just said and delivered just Lot. So you see, another topic for another time. But it says vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. So, hey, man, like I said, just being oppressed on all sides, forced to deal with this and forcing us to, get down with this program, man, all together, man, is very oppressive. It's tiring. It's exhausting. All right. And we have an intense desire for the Lord to set righteous order on this earth. We can't wait for the Lord to destroy this, man, and make America, because America is going to be the greatest example. All right. The level of destruction. You thought Sodom and Gomorrah was bad. You just wait until the Lord judges this place. Like I said, the spiritual Sodom. All right. Which, it's a deserving title. All right. Because just like ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, man, this place, like I said, a lot of those spirits that were back then, they're back here today. So this is why, like I mentioned, nothing new under the sun. All right. Spirits are recycled. They're never destroyed. They're recycled. So this is why, like I said, the same things that was going on back then, man, they're going on right now, man, and throughout different time periods and whatnot, man. You see, and I'm gonna go ahead and read verse 8. It says, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and in seeing, in hearing. So, hey, not only did Lot hear things, hear the filthy conversation, he was seeing things. He saw all type of stuff, man. And this is why he tried to urge those two angels, man, hey, please, come inside and just chill out here for the night, man. Please. Lot was begging them. He begged these angels. Like I said, them freaks come out at night, man. But hey, it's to the point where in the spiritual, because, we are in the nighttime. All right. Because like I said, it's to the point now to where, hey, the freaks don't even come out at night anymore. They're just out all day, 24/7, man. So you see, man, it says vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. So, hey, just like Lot, man, because, hey, the elect, they come in that spirit of Lot. All right, the hopeful elect, hey, we're tired, man. We're vexed. We're pressed on all sides. We're tired of this shit. We're tired of seeing this stuff. We're tired of hearing about this stuff. Tired of them trying to force feed us this stuff, and we're just tired of it. And this is why I've said this before, man. We ought to be sending up curses upon this place every single day. Every day we ought to be throwing up curses upon this place. Good to see. Well, it's not here, but there was a precept that in my mind where it talks about how the Lord, man, he's hearing the supplications of his saints, man. He's hearing our prayers, our plead, man, our pleading, our begging, our constant begging. The Lord is hearing us. It doesn't seem like it, but the Lord is hearing us. All right, because if you think we're tired, how much more Yahweh Shema Shai, who's been, he sees all things. We may get a small little, tap of what's going on. Like I was planning on doing a video on this, dealing with those what is it, man? I think it was dealing with the I don't even want to say the name because, like I said, with these algorithms, man, it's just getting ridiculous. But I'll just put it like this: with one of the 3 unclean beasts, all right. One of the 3 unclean beasts where all these different religions stem from, all right. Basically the top religion, because all these different religions and denominations is basically an offshoot of one of these 3 unclean beasts. So if you know, you know. I mean, if you don't know, I advise you to, do your research. But basically dealing with this here, I got a video. I'm just going to pull it up real quick. Well, I'm not going to pull it up. I'm just going to read the title. It says it's 330,000 children. Over 330,000 children abused in French Catholic Church since 1950. So you see, stuff like that's coming out, right? In which I'm sure the numbers are way higher than that. Okay, there's it's no coincidence. I mean, not a coincidence. It's no surprise that these things going on in these different churches or whatnot. These so-called pastors touching boys. That's not a surprise. But you see, like I said, we're privy to certain knowledge and whatnot, but you see, Yahweh Shema Shah, he knows what's going on in full detail, man. All right, the Lord knows what's going on. So, like I said, if we're tired, if we're fed up with this place, how much more Yahweh Shema Shah, who knows all things? So this is why, like I said, man, this place, it has to be destroyed, and we can't wait for fire to rain down upon this place, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, those ICBM missiles to judge this whore. We can't wait, man. We can't wait. You see. And it's like, why would you want to stay here? Why would you want to continue to live your so-called life here in this place? And just look at everything around you, man. Just look at these agendas that they're trying to push, so on and so forth, man. The list is endless when it comes to these devils and their plans, man, and what they want to do. Why would you want to be here for that? Why would you want to continue to stay here? What's in it for you, so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? But nevertheless, man, just more, force feeding of this stuff, that they're trying to force down our throats. Hopefully this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shema Shai, Brakathum, to the hopefully elect. Lord's will, until next time, Shalom.